The big takeaway for me from hearing Thomas Brown today was that his message to the team was he's all in on coachability, accountability, and dependability.
Yeah,
and
that was big.
That's all of us, including me. I'm not above coaching. Listen, apparently that's the big buzzword in the locker room. That's the thing that had Flus on the outs with the players by the end of it. That he's getting to the end of these games and he's putting these losses on the player.
Yep.
He's getting and I will say this: you can't be mad about all of them if you're a player. Some of them losses is on y'all. Tyreek Stevenson over there in the corner just.
But that's also on coaching.
You know what I mean?
Discipline.
Well, it's like
that's on coaching.
Yeah, structure
in the moment.
You don't let the inmates run their sound.
Yeah, but
call a timeout and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Hey, that's also
you had 3.
That's also on you not being an idiot, though.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like, wow, yes, it is on
Tyreek
coaching. It's also you not being an idiot in that moment and going out there and saying, "I'm going to sit here and dance in the corner with our fans." No Bears fans over there. Not a single amount of Bears fans over there.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're taunting. Why would you be putting the seatbelt on Bears fans? That makes no sense. You know what I mean?
I think also though it's
lie better. Like we got to teach a lying.
But
class.
the locker room should also address those things too. It's not like it's. I mean, clearly the head coach has, set some parameters and he's the coach. But the locker room, the guys in the locker room should also
leadership
help. Council. Some of that. I mean, it's all the way around, and you are accountable for your own actions.
But you
can
only
be an idiot.
You can only go so far as where your head coach will take you. You know what I mean? Like I can sit here and we can all be in, and we can go to the coach. We can say Tyreek not playing this week, and if he goes, well, guys, let's breathe on this. Mm-hmm. What you mean? This man was just dancing in the corner.
Yeah.
What you mean we need to calm down? No, we need to make sure we holding people accountable.
He was just weak, man.
You know what I mean? Like listen, I've said it. The big thing for Flus is you have this principle that got slapped in the face every single season.
Hits.
And,
but you talk about the hits principle.
He held anybody to it though.
Well, that's the thing. It was about if you were able to fall in line with it. If we're fall, Nate Davis wasn't held to the hits principle. I watched him over there on the battle road.
There was no hustle or intensity. There was none of that. No strength.
Yeah, no, you don't get to sit here and claim hits principle when I watch when I watch Nate Davis disrespected, when I watch Chase Claypool disrespected, and in a sense you disrespected by not holding people accountable to the standards you have in the building. Now, Thomas Brown has only been here 4 games. He's got a heck of a promotion. I mean,
he got a great month.
What a month,
that's
dog. 2 promotions in a month.
That's some quick
He's
promotion.
like the McDonald's player.
We live in like a tech company. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I should have did. I should have Thomas Brown Employee of the Month.
Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, he is having a month. But, the big thing for me with Thomas Brown is your standard, what everything you just said, right? Coachability, accountability, dependability.
Yeah.
That's what you're coming in with. That's your mantra. That's your message to the team.
So we want to move.
Is that going to be legit?
We can go into the second.
Yeah, we can talk about it because I think here's now the most important thing. Caleb Williams has played well. There's a change coming in the building.
Change gonna come.
Oh, there's a change coming.
Right? He's going from being up in the press box.
Yeah.
Up in the booth.
Is he?
To down on the side.
He did kind of comment that he might.
I thought he
said he challenged. No. He
said
said he was tempted to do it, but he's going to stay on the field because he's got more responsibility.
He's coming on the field.
So does that mean that the quarterback's coach ends up
Beatty's
Chris Beatty is now the offensive coordinator.
Oh, he's the coordinator. Okay.
So, by the way, Caleb Williams on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 1 season.
No, same system. It's the system.
Well, technically, Thomas is still going to call the plays.
3rd offensive coordinator in 1 season.
Play call.
Thomas Brown is still calling plays, but let's be real, dog. 3 OCs and 1. I've had to hear a lot of people.
You know what's a shame?
That's crazy.
He's a
Justin Fields had 3 OCs in 3 seasons.
This dude said
Caleb Williams has had 3 OCs in 1 season.
12 games, bro.
We ain't even made it through it.
Not even the whole season.
Nah, Baker had.
I don't give a rat's ass about Baker.
I
don't care about Baker. I'm talking about quarterbacks in Chicago.
No, this is the thing. Caleb Williams is the best thing to ever happen to this franchise.
Yeah.
Because the magnifying glasses put on these dudes are like, you guys are idiots. You got to figure this out, and you're not going to. You can't say that he's a bum if you've already had Trubisky, Fields, and now Williams. And you got a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
This is the best thing that ever happened because it's a glaring just a glaring magnifying glass on all the ineptitude of this team. Like with Shane Waldron to Eberflus. The thing is, we all didn't want Eberflus. You can't even deny. You can't even deny.
That's got to be a word
What
of the day.
was that?
Deny.
You can't even deny that because we didn't want him last year.
What is that defined as? The repetition
First of all,
of denying?
deny.
It's like constantly denying.
What is it? Ain't this pull up in the C-A-D-I-double-L bumping AC blows and peep though.
Okay, all right.
So no,
Couldn't get your point out though.
No,
I got to point out. I'm
ahead.
just saying that the whole thing was that he puts the spotlight on this whole organization.
Yeah.
We had Hard Knocks for the first time ever. They never wanted Hard Knocks over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like now there's a national spotlight put on the Bears. Like, don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Kevin Warren is getting embarrassed. He's like, you know what? Yes. All right. Fire him. Get these dudes out. Fine. And thank goodness, because if it was the McCaskey still running it, they would have.
Matt Eberflus will still be here.
He'd still be here because of the money situation, and it's just disappointing because this is the thing though. Yes, you got to think like an owner. To them, is if we're in the green, we make money that week. So as long as the beer sales, the ticket sales, the suite sales, it doesn't matter win or lose.
Yeah.
I got 8 games here, and we made money that week. And so the disconnect is the owner to the fan. We're passionate because we're seeing it from a fanatical kind of perspective. For them, just get us the guys in here so they get what we need to get done.
Right,
The 85 Bears is probably the worst thing to happen to them. Because it's like now we got to sign and pay these players, and now we got to do all these personalities, but we want these ticket sales every week. So that's the mentality.
So I think.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say too. I think the Thanksgiving game really like woke everything up because it basically just showed everything like, hey man, Caleb is really really good. Like not even just for like Bears fan. I'm talking about like just everybody that watches football.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, Caleb is really good.
Yeah.
Y'all really botched this. Like now I can really see why you guys are this bad. I think going back to the question though, I really do think he's able to keep him on track because this is the best he's looked. This looks like what we saw from Caleb at USC.
Well, it's what he was supposed to.
Well. Basically what he was supposed to be. He's doing the off-platform throws, making quick reads. Now you can see he's definitely using his legs a whole lot more than he was ever with Shane. So I mean, I definitely do think he keeps him on track. And, hopefully this bodes well for Thomas Brown.
And that's the thing. Listen, if you've got Caleb Williams on track, if you've got this offense moving in the right direction, I think this defense is now going to come out and play for Eric Washington harder than we've seen this defense play in a little while here.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do expect the Bears to win versus San Francisco because I think you get a little bit of a bump when you get
all
a
hurt.
new head
C-Mac
coach
is
in
out.
there. They're also all dead.
They're all hurt.
They're also all dead. No, it's out in San Fran, but they're also all dead.
Yeah.
I need Deebo Samuel to have a day.
Oh boy.
Can I interest you in another 5 losses so we can be in contention for the number 1 draft pick?
No,
I'm
You're
good.
not
I'm
getting
good on
number
that.
Hey, you're not getting number 1.
I'm good on that.
Reserved
How do we
for the New
how
York
would that-
Giants.
Quite honestly,
There's
if
no
we
way
got
we could
number
get
1,
that
I would
pick.
just trade it down. So I wouldn't be.
No,
we wouldn't be able to
Why
get
not?
that pick.
Because
We'll trade it down for
we got
offensive line
4.
help
I
and
think
more
everybody
picks.
everybody else has either 2 or 3. So we're not that off
we
from the
got
worst
2.
record.
Hey, Drew, we're trying to lose. We're not just trying to lose.
Here's my thing, though. It does more for you to see Caleb win than lose.
Yeah.
You got an answer.
That's
Win
all
with
we
that
can-
answer.
Yeah, we want the court. Well,
It does
Jacksonville,
more for you to
Vegas-
see Caleb win than it does for you to see Caleb lose. It does more for Caleb to see Caleb win than to see Caleb lose. You want to finish the season strong. You've got the quarterback answer. Yeah, you're going to need to go out and get offensive linemen. But realistically speaking, you're in let's figure it out mode. You need to go out and get a starting young center. You need to go out and get a starting young left tackle. You're going to have to do some of that through free agency. You're not going to be able to go out and just get 7 guys through the draft and be like, we feel great about this offensive line. No, we need vets on the other side of the ball. And so, like, for me, when I look at those situations, it's like, no, I would rather see – I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather see Thomas Brown win out, and we have to make a tough decision at the end of the year. Because realistically speaking, that means that we have things here that work. You have – no, it's more to me because you can see that the players work here. You can see that there's talent here. You can see that this team is not a team that needs to be overhauled completely. You just need to make some small tweaks to put you back on track. Is Thomas Brown that tweak that stays around? Or do you need to go out and get a bigger tweak? That sounds crazy, actually. that sounds like we're looking for drug addicts at the Bears head coaching position. Bigger tweaks. Like, do you go out and you find that guy who, because realistically speaking, Flus is 3 dumb decisions away from being 8-4.
Yes. What if Ryan Poles is the mastermind? And he always had knew that he was going to hire Thomas Brown, and he waited for Eberflus.
We said that on the Daily Show. We said that on the episode the other day. You were on that episode. You don't even listen to yourself.
Yeah, I know. But that was the other day. Today's
episode of Joe Forgets.
We got another super chat from Go Blue.
Oh, just moved off of that, did you?
Yeah, just pivot. That's how we pivot.
Flus got fired like when you go into work and they work you the whole shift, then they fire you.
I hate that. I've had that happen. That's
hey, bro, you want me? I ain't gonna lie to you.
Shout out to Brandon
I'll be pissed.
Hyatt.
Flus had to play, and you know what? I'll give Kevin Warren some credit on that. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna give him actual credit on that. When he said, "Could we have handled it better?" Yes, and that's on me. I take responsibility for that. That could have been handled better. That's what we've been asking to hear.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you haven't done something in the 100 years of your organization.
Exactly.
I'm
trying to turn this cruise ship, and I got the McCaskey sitting here fighting with me over the wheel. But wait, hold on, he's still all right. No. George, give me the wheel. Yeah, but hold on, I got it right here. I'm good. We're good. I think we're going straight. George, we're sinking. No, we're not sinking yet. I'm gonna be fine. We're gonna get this done. I'm not a football evaluator, but I think we've got it. Like. You know what I mean? Like those are the. That's why I said like I do give Kevin Warren credit. I do give Ryan Poles credit for getting this done.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that they were in a 2-hour meeting trying to convince George to fire this dude.
I'm not
get rid of him,
bro. I fully believe that.
Yeah.
So I think the situation is a tough situation. You couldn't have had Harbaugh.
Well, yeah.
Listen,
hey, by the way,
I said that this year too. I heard today too, right?
They didn't even call.
Everybody, we keep saying they didn't call. What if you wanted to place a call, but like George is like, I'm not firing the coach. Deal with it. And so you're immediately just like, well, I guess there's no reason to call.
No.
We're not firing the coach, so we're riding through with this.
Incompetence.
And that's the tough part. You know,
and they're 8-4.
You've walked.
We should be 8-4 right now.
Stop crying, Joel. Shut up.
Not fair.
They got Joe Alt too.
And they got Joe Alt too. Yeah, they got worse. Rigo.
Jackson Powers Johnson looked good the entire game until that final snap. That was wild. That was tough. That was tough.
You know what? Just to answer your question real quick, because I didn't get to this. Does Thomas Brown keep Caleb on track? I think he does, and there's reasons why, even off the field. When you hear him speak, going back to his press conference, about how important it is that this is a players-ran league. And he dived into that, and he has admitted that. I love the fact that he's saying, hey, it's not about me. It's not about me making up schemes so the players can kind of mold themselves to what I want to call. It's about me calling the plays to make them successful and putting them in a position to succeed. And so that's why I have confidence going forward that he's going to do more than what we've even seen in the last 2 games. Even if he is back on the field instead of in the box, I feel like he's going to do what is necessary for Caleb to at least look like he's getting better and better and better into the end of the season. Now, whether they win or not, I don't know. That's going to come down to, last-minute decisions and, game-time decisions in the clutch. But I think that he's going to make Caleb look like a way better quarterback than the beginning of the season.
I just think they're probably going to actually well, this is all speculation, but maybe we won't look like a silly second-half team. Like, we look good with the Packers, but it was like a struggle. But the issue is, does Eric Washington – is he more aggressive on the defensive side?
I hope so.
I would hope he
is. The offense,
he was in the preseason.
Like that's
he was blitzing in that preseason.
Will there be more? Like, to me, is it more common sense stuff and not playing scared? Because I think Flus played scared a lot. Like, oh, I got a big lead.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to do with it. Oh, it's like a baby. And he drops the baby. It's
Maybe
like,
that's what they think about. Like maybe they say, you know what? Yes, these 5 games are important as far as like going forward with the head coach search, but they also play freer because it's like, well, we don't have the season's kind of lost. So let's just go all out. Eric Washington, you know what? I wanted to blitz more. Let's just blitz. You know what, Caleb? I want you to play freer and do what you got to do. I know you mentioned you don't like the fact that he said go be Superman at times, but, just go out there and do what you got to do.
What was Crimson? That's not a good game plan.
Yeah, go be Superman.
Go be Superman and
throw
the playbook out.
Don't hold the ball too long.
That's
Yeah.
not a good game plan.
Yeah.
Like everything matters. Everything that you try to like I was listening to Belichick talking with the Pat.
No, that I was listening to. Over 300 in the chat. 300.
My thing
Get it
was,
up over 100 likes.
my thing was that he talked about how they would plan for the situational type of things.
Yeah.
And that's where Eberflus failed miserably. It is about situational gameplay. It's times where you need to make the smart decision and you prepared for it. So now it's not something new. Oh my God, what am I going to do in this situation? Like I have 30 seconds left to go and I have a timeout in my hand and we're going to let the clock run out because the team is just in a disarray.
Yeah.
And so I think that, overall, just seeing that, like, it'll be interesting to see how they coach in general in these next 5 games. But it's not so much – I don't want to see another struggle fest. Like, that's what I don't want to see. Even though, yeah, we may win, but it's like this is like it's hard to watch these games. It's the cardiac Bears. Like, I don't want to see us struggling. Like, now every game counts moving forward.
Yeah.
Even like Seahawks is not really scary, but you have to, like – you have to, let's say, win convincingly. You should honestly be able to come after the 49ers
They
to
scrappy.
a point.
Seahawks are scrappy. If you lose a game, I think that's the game that you end up losing.
And then, but
or you play badly.
But the
you lose all
Lions,
of them, one or
like
the other.
you got to. I want to see them come out, here and actually do something. Like we're not here to play second fiddle. We're actually trying to win a division, and if they end up convincingly, that's what I'd like to see.
And here's the thing: you got to think about all of the situation of. He's trying to pull this team back together, whether they say it or not. You got players that are disgruntled in this locker room.
Mudgreer,
you're trying.
AZ. I'm talking about like when the Lions, we were up against the Lions last year. There's times where we were up. There's the Broncos game. There's times where we're up, and we've lost those leads. No, they were like, when we been up?
Okay, you didn't set that up at all. Nobody knew what you were talking about.
Sorry,
you PK'd at that moment right there.
Roll the credits.
Yeah, you did.
That was tough. Shout out to Chris Williams with the super chat. He says, if you think about it, Flus was 3 decisions away from the playoffs last season, Denver, Detroit, and Cleveland. You can say that about this season too, and that's why you have to move on from a guy like that. But you got to think about the 3 games, or I'm sorry, you got to think about what Thomas Brown is going to have to do the rest of this season.
Yeah,
he's got to pull this team back together. He's got to get them all back on the same page. He's got to get them to. Like he said in the press conference, block out the outside noise. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Go out there. This has been such an open locker room. No, this is the most open I've ever heard a locker room be in my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like they go on like the radio the next day and they just be like, "Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sucked.
He kind of sucks."
I love it.
I don't know about you, but I'd fire him.
I would.
Yeah, but
Wait
that's
a
not good.
minute.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
that's not what I want for my foot. While I love it as a content creator, as somebody who's a Bears fan, while I love the fact that we're hearing the validation, right?
Yo,
Micah Parsons' podcast ain't helping him win no games, and it's clearly hurting him more than anything.
so wait,
He can sit there and talk about, I got a
you're talking about players outside of the Bears.
I'm
No,
just saying,
I'm talking
Bears
about the Bears
themselves are
players.
going
in general, these Bears players, right? They're all on 670 to score. They're on ESPN 1000. They're on all of these different platforms. They're on with David Kaplan, different things. They're getting their message out there,
Right.
which is fine. But your message should still have some of, hey, I'm not telling you what's going on.
No, what did Thomas Brown say in the presser? He said, "It's my house. I may have a very nice house, but nobody
never know
knows
as
what's
a
going on
neighbor.
inside the house.
I got my neighbors, but
So
they don't know what's happening
he's
inside.
Like, so
the
he's
house.
saying like we're gonna shut all that down.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay inside one, and so that's to me that's controlling the locker room. That's setting the precedent. And I don't know what parameters you're gonna put in for these.
Now
for the
I'm
players.
cool with that now, but the reason why I liked the players speaking out with the chaos and Matt Eberflus is because I felt like that actually forced change. I feel like Jalen and the Keenans and even back when my goodness, what is his name? The safety Kevin Byard even talked about the Washington game. I feel like that kind of jump started the whole issue with the coach and saying, yeah, we're trying to keep everything in house, and DJ Moore still went on a rant. I felt like that made the change.
Only thing I say about that is how many winning organizations got podcasts? I love it. I love
they
it.
Don't have time for it.
Listen. As a content creator, I love it. I love hearing from DJ. I love hearing from Jalen. I love the honesty. I love, how many players on the Chiefs got podcasts?
Well, we don't know.
I mean, Travis Kelce and his brother. That's about it.
I'm just saying that might be a more local thing.
Yeah, that's
the we don't even really talk about the game.
Yeah, they don't talk
like
about the game.
they talk about nothing that's going on in there.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about we're talking football. Like Michael Parsons goes on the podcast and he's just like, yeah, I just feel like we could have done more in that game and we really failed. But that's kind of on the coach as well. Hey, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
How many of them are talking football? Like the Kelce's really like. I mean, maybe unless they don't put it out there as much, but I never see it like we're reviewing the game clips. I saw them when they reviewed the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but the Super Bowl was over.
I mean, that's the Super Bowl, though.
I mean, I don't. Are there Bills players with podcasts?
You got a point because
does Philly got podcasts? Anybody on Philly?
Ravens.
They made it.
Lamar ain't on no podcast.
Paul George got one, but Philly stinks.
Hey, Paul George. Gotta stop talking.
Paul George got one, but Philly stinks, bro.
Hey, him and Dame going at it is the funniest thing ever because it's just like, hey, y'all both kind of ain't lived up to what we thought you were gonna be.
Yeah.
But no, I just right, Julia, right. Kelce talking about Taylor Swift on that mug. I don't think that the current players that are on winning teams are letting that information out the way that the Bears players were. And Matt Eberflus was trying to give him that freedom. And listen, at the end of the day, that's what had us doubting him as a head coach. That's probably what had Ryan Poles doubting him as a head coach. Kevin Warren, also the losses play into that. But I don't see many winning organizations with a heck of a lot of podcasts and radio shows and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yes, but then again, this is a new era where this stuff is popping up now. Now there's a new medium of how to, outlets and express yourself. So either way, I think
it's great. Anybody in the Super Bowl got one?
I can't speak to that.
Within the key word that you mentioned though is winning. Like,
yeah,
if we were winning, I'm pretty sure all that obviously cures all else. You're like,
yeah, but if you're winning, I'm not going on 670 to score after the game and going, yeah, I really hated the decision.
That's my point. That is exactly my
point. Really hated the decision by the head coach to win us this game.
Right. You don't have anything bad to say because you're a winning tradition. You've won a Super Bowl. Let's get to that point. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
We get there and we're talking about the dubs on this team.
Yeah,
have at it.
We're talking about Simone Biles.
Well, you know what? I will take it back. That's a great one, Samuel Martin. Shout out. He called me out on that one. Amon-Ra does have one, and they talk football on there.
And matter of fact, Justin Fields.
I mean, that's an outlier.
Hey, the Lions, that's an outlier.
No, but I'm saying we don't.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I forgot about Amon-Ra.
I think that a lot of guys probably have that. It's just that. It's more we're local here, so we're going to check for those type of things. But either way, to your point, even to circle it back to Thomas Brown, keeping Caleb on track, keeping the team on track.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
It gets down
the team back on track.
If they respect him as a leader, if he's organized, he can get a good game plan out, and they can make things happen. Then good. Let's see if he can reel. I do think he needs to reel off 4 to 5 wins. Period.
Oh, listen, if we're talking about keeping him around, 4-1 is a minimum.
Yeah,
and they got to be a good 4-1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call him Tomlin Brown. That's right.
That's an amazing level of glazing you got going on over there.
Hey, whatever, man. I don't care. Keep him around.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's finish it off because realistically speaking, Thomas Brown is somebody who I want to win the job. But he might not.